ideas into reality with an Azure free account. Azure gives you everything you need to develop apps across cloud and hybrid environments. Scale workloads. Create cloud-connected mobile experience.
This is world's cheapest laptop all the way to the most expensive. So let's see what improves as we spend more money. And does expensive necessarily mean better? So at just $70 we have the Coda 1.1. Pretty basic unboxing experience. It just comes presented in some foam inserts. But even then, how is this possible for that price? This is a full laptop. It's thin, it's light, it's got a smooth matte finish. And it's not even badly built. The hinge is smooth, the body doesn't creak. This $70 laptop comes with 12 months of Microsoft apps included, worth $60. The delivery was free. Oh my god. The trackpad's probably a 5 out of 10. It's a little bit small and rough, but it does respond to multi-touch gestures. This keyboard though, this I would give a 6 to. The keys have nice travel, which gives that satisfying typewriter-like experience. Only downside is the plastic around the keys does flex a little bit as you press. Now, for every laptop we're also going to run Cinebench, which gets the computer to render this incredibly realistic, difficult scenario to see how powerful the processor is. So in this case, our dual-core 1.1 GHz Intel Celeron is really struggling. This is like watching paint dry, which leads us to a pretty lowly score of 308 points. To be fair though, you really don't need much power to run things like Microsoft Word, and this is plenty. And then, to test the graphics, GTA 5. This is quite funny. The laptop's 64 gigabytes of internal memory is not even enough to hold the game, so running it off this, which costs about 3 times as much as the laptop. Another fun fact, this laptop actually doesn't have the graphics power to even be able to open GTA 5 in full screen. So we actually had to go into the app config file and tweak the settings so that it only opens in this windowed mode, and then we full screen it. Oh my gosh, it's running at like 4 frames per second. So we're running this at 800 by 600 resolution. That's like a smartphone resolution from 12 years ago. The hardest thing to process here is the loading times of everything. I'm waiting for this game to load for about 10 minutes. Oh my god, we're in! But it does look like a mobile game, in a best case scenario. I'll move my finger across the trackpad and like a full 2 seconds later the laptop follows. Feels kind of ironic trying to sprint in this condition. Okay, so we've jumped online and I've clicked quick join into a real other person's race. Although the irony of quick is not lost on me. I'm so sorry, Mona 1968. It's actually just occurred to me how much lag is going to be introduced into this session from my end. It's a bit old to play a game. Actually, yeah, 1968 on GTA 5. My mum's age. Hey, off we go! Oh, look how their car's just jumping! There is so much lag happening right now. Probably mostly on my end. I've just gone through a building. That shouldn't have happened. I just got absolutely whooped by a 55-year-old. So how much more does $500 get you? This is the Lenovo V15 G2, and first impressions, the unboxing is surprisingly similar. Still a plain cardboard box, which just like last time comes with a laptop embedded between 2 pieces of foam, and then a charger. But in terms of the actual machine itself, big difference. The webcam's gone from a slightly laggy, pretty grainy 720p image on the Coda to a slightly higher quality but still 720p webcam. But it does have a light that shows you when a program is accessing it, and even a manual shutter that you can use to physically cover it up during your private moments. There's more ports on the sides, including a full-on Ethernet for wired internet, a Kensington lock port which lets you physically restrain your laptop to your office table, for example. And also a USB 3.2 port, which if I try and transfer across the same file on both of these laptops, on the Coda, if I drop that onto the desktop, it took about 5 seconds. Drag the same file across. That just happened instantly. There was no loading bar. I guess it makes sense. Theoretically, USB 3.2 is 10 times faster than USB 2.0. I like this trackpad. It's made of a noticeably smoother material, and if you listen to the click sounds that the Coda makes compared to this, the Lenovo does feel more refined and put together. 7 out of 10. The keys are also smoother. They're very cushioned, and there's no flexing of the body at all when you hit them, which is great for typing quietly, but it does lose a little bit of that satisfying, chaotic typing energy that the Coda has. So I'd keep my rating at a 6 overall. Oh, we haven't talked about speakers yet. Both laptops have bottom-firing speakers, which does sound like a strange idea, but it's actually done with a lot of mid-price machines like this to try and bounce the sound into your face, as opposed to just blindly shooting up into the ceiling. But the sound quality is way up. This is the $70 Coda.
I'ma break your neck.
Well, the point is, you can tell that these are low-power speakers that are not moving a lot of air. But for $500, much better. It lacks a little bit of sharpness, but it's good enough. The screen's gone from an 11.6 inch to a 15.6 inch, which is about 2 times the area. Although I would say the contrast is slightly worse. And the viewing angles kinda suck, because this is a TN panel, which is the most basic form of modern LCD. But where I am noticing the biggest improvement with this $500 laptop is the performance. Everything takes so long to happen on the Coda. Even pulling up the Bing homepage is a big ask, although it might just not want to, I can see why. But everything here is happening many times faster, fast enough that it doesn't feel like a burden. And that's because, for starters, the storage has gone up from 64 gigabytes of simple flash memory to 256 gigabytes of fast M2 SSD. There's a better Wi-Fi chip and better antenna, which is making such a difference that we're stuck at 40 megabits per second here, but we're at 200 on the Lenovo. Even though we're the same distance from the same network, it's the benefit of being compatible with Wi-Fi 6, which this one isn't. The processor's been upgraded from a 1.1 GHz dual core to a 2.6 GHz AMD Ryzen 3 quad core, with actually 8 threads, meaning that it can handle even more workflows, leading to an astronomical CPU bump on Cinebench all the way from 308 points to 4,942. That's actually wild. So spending 7 times more does actually get you a lot more than 7 times the performance. 16 times in this case. And of course, this upgraded chip also has upgraded graphics baked into it. So if we pull up GTA 5 again, so much better. It actually looks like a proper PC game now. I don't love the lack of contrast on this screen. It does look quite washed out. But it is thankfully running at least 30 frames per second, which is smooth enough that you can kind of just not think about it. Let's see if we can find Mona 1968 again. Let's give us something to moan about. Now that I'm back with some proper equipment, it's been a long time since I've played proper PC games. But you know what? It is pretty cool that for $500 you can play GTA 5 on quite easily medium settings, meaning that from the next laptop onwards, we're going to be going even past the technical max limit of this game.
It's a big election, but it's not complicated. He's rich, and he's for the rich, with a plan that helps billionaires and big corporations. She'll cut taxes on the middle class, because she's from the middle class. That's Kamala.
I have to share this Google update that I just found out about, but it basically lets you either block ads for good or get paid to see them. You can download it on the Chrome store for free. It literally takes like 5 seconds. I had no idea how much content on the internet is actually an ad. Like this whole top row on Amazon, ads. But with Pi, it cuts out all the noise and I can actually see what it is I'm searching for. The coolest part about this feature is that you can earn money if you opt in to see ads. Like, what other ad blocker does that? It has a visual mode where you can actually see the ads physically disappear from your screen, which is super satisfying to watch. Like, bye girl. Seriously, you guys, I'm begging you, give Pi a try. You will not regret it. And just think this could be the last ad that you ever see.
Now let's see for ourselves. This is where things get properly exciting. The $1,200 MSI Katana. You can definitely tell the weight of the package has gone up, but I'm quite surprised to see that the quality of the presentation is kind of the same. There's a much larger power supply to keep something of this caliber juiced up than the laptop. It does beg the obvious question, the $500 laptop is already at the point where there's very little wrong with it. So what on earth do you get for 2.5 times the price of that? Okay, the webpage of this laptop is actually hilarious. The new Katana GF76 is built with the same exquisite craftsmanship used to forge a blade. What do I do with that knowledge? And sub to the channel would be fruity. Anyways, aside from the blade-like properties, the first thing I'm noticing is that it is even bigger. There's no beating around the bush. This is one of the chunkiest laptops I've ever laid my hands on. And it's kind of great because, you know, there's so much space to rest your hands on, but I wouldn't necessarily say that the build quality is any higher. It's about the same. The trackpad's still on the smaller side. I have no idea why when they have this much room for it. It's good quality, but I'm not loving the amount of force you need to put in to click it. But I am enjoying this keyboard. It's backlit for starters, which is an actual game changer if you're planning on using it in bed at night, though it is kind of evil looking, so don't know how I feel about that. And then the majority of the keys, they are still a little bit on the soft side. They don't have a huge amount of travel, which is less fun for typing, but it means you can be more responsive when you're gaming. And they've at least made sure that the spacebar and the enter key do feel distinct and satisfying. I could do this for quite a long time. Very fun. 8 out of 10. But $1,200 is well within what I would call the luxury price range. So at this point, it's not just about how good the fundamentals are, it's also the other niceties. For example, it leans a lot more into gaming-specific features. So you've got this entire MSI suite, which lets you do literally any kind of fiddling you could possibly think of. There's gaming mode, Wi-Fi analysis, hardware diagnosis, everything. You get high-res audio, still coming from 2 downwards-facing speakers, but those now have 2 watts of power each instead of 1.5. So this is the base of the last laptop. Again, very inoffensive sound. There's nothing wrong with it. And this is $1,200. It's definitely punchier, and I can also tell more spatial separation, potentially just because there's more distance between the 2 speakers, but doesn't feel like a whole tier above. I would say though, general browsing around on the internet feels way quicker, and if we run one of these speed tests, you will probably be able to see why. So again, same connection to the same network, but this has faster download speed by about 50 megabits per second, almost double the upload speed, but the biggest improvement you're getting between these 2 price points is the latency. It's gone all the way from 102 milliseconds to just 27. And when you've got general internet speeds as fast as this, the latency actually becomes the bigger determining factor in the overall experience. Oh yeah, also the screen, huge leap. I mean, to start with, just like the rest of the laptop, it's bigger at 17.3 inches, which might sound like a subtle difference versus 15.6, but in total, that's about 25% more screen area, which I'd actually say is very much the difference between this feeling like a laptop experience, tiding me over until I get home to my proper rig, and feeling like you're at your main workstation. Like, this is the place where the job gets done. But also, this is an IPS panel, which compared to this TN panel is brighter, has more poppy colors and better contrast, and has a 144Hz refresh rate versus 60. It'll be tough for you to experience it just through the camera, but trust me, all the scrolling and the browsing feels next level responsive, and definitely like you're getting treated as opposed to it just being purely functional. But I think the thing you'll be most surprised by is the power difference. So in terms of CPU now, we have a 12th gen Intel i7, and it's actually kind of wild. It's got 14 cores and 20 threads. And if we run the same Cinebench benchmark, that's 14,754. Or in other words, a full-on 3 times improvement, which, yet again, is more than the difference in price. But this is what I'm here for, the graphics. This is the single biggest jump with this laptop, because we've moved from integrated graphics at $500 to a dedicated RTX 3060 graphics card now, which as far as the general population's laptops are concerned, easily puts this in the top 5%. Should be a night and day improvement. It's loaded in about a third of the time of the last one. And the cool bit is that this is powerful enough that this isn't even running just normal GTA. This is GTA plus an additional set of graphics mods called the ENB series, which adds on additional effects like depth of field and motion blur and better water. This is the biggest jump so far. Textures are super high resolution. Now this graphics card also supports real-time ray tracing, which is why the lighting looks so ridiculously realistic. I can't even picture what the next laptop's gonna look like, and you can see the lighting in real time on these cars going past. So if $1,200 is already the luxury premium experience, what on earth does a $7,000 laptop even do? Time for the mothership, the MSI Titan. All of a sudden, the presentation has taken not just a step, but a leap forward. The box is super premium and dense, the laptop is the first thing you see, and it comes packing. You get a little Dragon, for some reason. You get a 128GB USB stick, which is pretty cool because it's got separate ends for both USB-C and USB-A, and there's actually double the storage that the entire first laptop came with. The thing even comes with a proper mouse inside, and then a power supply rivaling the volume of the first laptop. The Titan itself. My god, what has this thing been eating? So, to answer the question, at $7,000, you get everything. Every cutting-edge feature that a laptop could possibly offer, everything that you don't need but you really, really want, it's here. So, for example, this is not just a standard membrane keyboard like the rest of the laptops have. Or in other words, one big plastic sheet with pressure pads underneath each key. This is a mechanical keyboard. Every single key is its own moving part, with its own mechanism to make each press just feel that extra bit crispy and purposeful. I didn't know this until I just used it, but as far as laptop keyboards go,
I think people will vote if they knew how it affected their lives. Is your kid going to a good school? Is your mom getting the health care that she needs? Well, that's tied to voting. Vice President Harris is already making change in our community. You have to vote. And that's how we make change.
It's been said that the beauty of life comes from the people you share it with. That success tastes sweeter when experienced together. Whether seated around a family table or surrounded by small plates at a tapas bar, the air in Spain is filled with the sound of clinking glasses and the buzz of community. And somehow, food becomes the least important item on the menu. This emphasis on the collective extends far beyond the table. It permeates every aspect of Spanish life, shaping the nation's identity and guiding its actions in times of adversity and celebration alike. Here in Spain, we'll learn how technology and tradition combine to form cloud cultures. As business leaders, too often we confuse the concept of community with consumers. But we can take some lessons from our friends on the Iberian Peninsula. Spaniards have a deep respect for their community and make it a point to show up for neighbors, friends, and family, learning how decisions, policies, and actions affect everyone around them, creating a collective that moves in rhythm towards a common goal. To help me understand the value of community and make some connections of my own, Carolina Castillo, Chief of Marketing and Operations, Microsoft Spain, has invited me to start the day with her for a cup of coffee at a local market.
Fantastic.
Hi, buenos días.
Buenos días. So, desayuno is breakfast, correct?
You did your homework?
I did. I studied, yes. I understand the meals are very important here in Spain, and there are 5 in a day?
You know, people enjoy getting connected over a meal, socially, with family, with friends.
Says I had this experience in Mexico. I think it was called sobremesa.
Exactly. Thank you. Gracias.
Gracias. Should we go outside?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. This looks great.
Is it good?
Oh, very good.
Glad to hear.
So, if this is desayuno,
Yeah?
then I think when I'm meeting with Ferrovial, it will be almuerzo. Is that correct?
Almuerzo. That's correct.
So that's like a late breakfast, early lunch.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Great. I'm really excited to meet with Ferrovial. They're a construction company, as you know, international, but started here in Spain and got their sort of roots here.
I love it how you say ferrovial.
Oh,
That
I've
is
been
the one.
practicing.
I actually will be meeting Once in one of their hotels of Ilunion. I'm looking forward to that. We're gonna have a proper lunch, the comida.
Comida. Okay. Okay.
Looking forward to talking about their approach on accessibility, inclusion. They're really an amazing company.
That's
hopefully.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And so, what comes after comida then in the 5-meal plan?
Well, merienda would be next.
Okay. And so
Which
that's
could be either salty or something sweet, like a churro, for example,
okay.
if you're up to it.
I am up for it.
Okay.
Multiple churros, please. And so I guess I'll try and find one of those before I go meet with La Liga to talk about how they're using AI to improve the fan experience. Obviously, they're internationally known, but so important to the people here in Spain.
So happy that you're gonna meet La Liga. I'm sure you're gonna feel how the culture in Spain is all about community.
So you're originally from Venezuela, but have lived here for quite some time, correct?
Correct. I
Yeah.
came here more than 20 years ago, and in fact, well, my 2 kids were born here. I feel super at home
Right.
in Spain. I'm already Spanish, and I actually have learned how to make the tortilla de patatas, which I am happy to make it for you.
Absolutely.
Remember, dinner is super late,
Okay, how late are we talking?
10 p.m.
Never too late for a meal.
Never too late.
Could you show me how to make it? I'll bring it home with me.
I will try.
Okay.
I will try.
While Carolina picks up some ingredients for our evening cooking lesson, I head off to do a little bit of sightseeing on the way to my first meeting, which leads me to Ferrovial, a global infrastructure company known for building highways, airports, and even data centers. To learn more about their work connecting people across Spain and beyond, Chief Information and Innovation Officer Dimitris Bontolas has invited me to join him for a conversation. Over a meal, of course.
Hi. Hey, Demetrius, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks so much. It looks like you already ordered. What do we have here?
Already ordered tostada de tomate, bread with tomato.
Okay.
Very typical with Spanish ham. Do you want to try?
I have absolutely
Do
did.
the split?
I did not fly here
Okay.
to not try.
to do my best.
Okay, I'm gonna take the bigger piece. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. That's really good. Thank you for ordering.
Thank you.
Tell me about what you do for Ferrovial.
I'm the Chief Information and Innovation Officer of the group. Ferrovial is one of the largest infrastructure players, operating in all continents and in different verticals, highways, airport, energy, and construction as a transversal capability with a global perspective of opportunities in order to deploy sustainable infrastructure.
Having that type of international impact and focusing on communities around the world, what does it mean to have come from this community? What does it mean to have started this in Spain on the impact you've had?
It means a lot from different angles. First of all, from the talent pool. We have been very proud to recruit along the years thousands of engineers that have grown in their career, expanded their boundaries, and right now they are globally deploying their capabilities. Equally with our suppliers. We have a network of more than 40,000 suppliers.
Wow. One of the areas we've been looking at is the ability to bridge communities, the ability to bring together people. Do you have sort of projects or efforts where you feel like, obviously you actually build bridges, so, but at places where you've been these types of bridges?
The essence of our purpose or of the mission that we have to develop and operate the most sustainable infrastructure always is connected with a social goal, social aspiration. No? And when you are able to connect the needs with the execution and the operation for future generation, I think it's created a natural bonding that forces us to be much more aware about the responsibility. No?
Any specific examples that you can talk about using cloud and AI?
So we have deployed systems that scan the rail track in advance at 60, 70 miles per hour, trying to identify herbs and dosify in a much more precise way the amount of herbicides that we are deploying.
Oh, interesting. So like weeds that are growing in the way of the train.
That could create a potential hazards, and we are using AI to detect the rail track and to dosify precisely. That's one example. Another one
that's very cool.
Another is the design of the best location of the solar panels every time we deploy a solar farm. To identify the terrain and to simulate different orientation, different configuration.
That's very, very cool. So I have a weed problem at my house. Do you sell your weed AI solution for consumers, or is it train only?
For sure. But I will have to bring the train to
the train has to come to my house
Probably we have
to make it work.
Deploy a rail track before.
I'm okay with that. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm okay with that.
Perfect.
Problem solved.
It's true. Growing AI capabilities has helped Ferrovial on its mission to connect people across the globe. Woven into their success is the collective benefit, an underlying trust in the structures and methods that carry the Spanish people in their day-to-day activities. Meanwhile, Carolina is catching up with Alberto Duran Lopez, Executive Vice President of Grupo Social Once, also known as the Spanish National Organization for the Blind, a foundation that's been fighting for the rights and inclusion of people with disabilities for decades, and who's setting an example through Ilunion, their own unique chain of hotels.
Hola Claudia, ¿qué tal estás? Bienvenida.
Muchas gracias. Thank you for having me and thank you for your time. It's an honor to be here. Tell me a little bit more about this hotel. I remember you mentioned that there's a very important percentage of people here who work and have some kind of disability.
You know, the first industry in Spain is tourism. Hotels are a very good instrument to create employees for people with disability and to put in the market a product like that, like this hotel with a global accessibility in all the room, in the restaurant, in all the parts of the hotel. Accessibility that you don't mind if you are not a people with disability, you know. But if you need this special help, you are going to find. For example, it's very easy to put different glasses to identify the different type of drink.
You're definitely a role modeling, both in Spain and across the world. How many people with disabilities are there in Spain?
4.5 million. 10% more or less of the population in the world are people with disability.
How powerful it is to think that you can provide job opportunities, no, for that many people.
If the people at home, the people with disability is invisible. If it is invisible, the problems are not going to be solved. You know, if you want to advance, if you want to go ahead, you need that the people go out.
What about the new technologies, new cloud technologies, AI?
For us, it's very, very important. Copilot in hotels to help people in any job position, no? And to have information, additional information to answer any question that they have. En una compañía como la nuestra, que tenemos 73.000 personas con discapacidad, el mayor empleador del mundo, tener sistemas robotizados y nos permite hacer las cosas más rápido, mejor y con menos errores.
Wow, 73,000 of employees with disabilities.
And we have the responsibility to get that the people with disability use the AI with the same intensive way than the people without disability. This is important because the AI has to learn with the same standard of quality for people with disability,
Alberto, I hope many more companies look at you and really get inspiration from you, that come to you to ask for advice.
I think the people in these projects, social projects, is not only a competition, it's a cooperation.
It has to be part of the agenda for the country, and you're role model in that. Thank you, Alberto. Thank you for everything you do.
In an industry built on inclusion, Elunion stands out by living its parent organization Once's values, employing, hosting, and supporting people who view the world differently. Perhaps it all stems from a culture that cares deeply about shared collective success. I'm grabbing a quick merienda churro to get that extra little kick I need before visiting a local soccer pitch. After arriving in town, my friend David called me to check out a practice session with a few of his up-and-coming players, and I couldn't think of a better setting than here to catch up with Miguel Angel Leal, the Chief Technology and Innovation Officer of La Liga.
Hey, Miguel.
Hey.
Good to see you. Thank you so much for meeting with me.
It's a pleasure. How are you?
Oh my goodness, what is this?
It's for you.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh my God. So tell me a little bit about this.
Okay, this is the official ball of La Liga. This edition is just focused on a special match day, which is the day of La Liga versus Racing.
Yeah, there's a landmark case that recently won, yeah?
Yes. For us, it's very important just to be sure that in our league doesn't exist, and then it's a way, to show our commitment with the society.
Really wonderful. Yeah, congratulations. Thank you for the ball. Absolutely.
Yeah. Later we can try.
Maybe we will. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
Perfect.
David invited me to watch a little bit of his practice here, and I mean, this field, this facility, to me, it's such a strong example of how important, how much passion fans have for the beautiful game here, football. How does technology play a role in that ability to bring together these communities?
Our content is consumed by many people, young people, old people, women, men, and you need to be able to adapt. Technology is able to give us the possibility to offer wherever, whatever, and however the content, to interact using technology for this. Like, for example, you can scan the QR, and then you can look in real time all the statistics, all the metrics. Even you can vote to the MVP. And this is something that generates engagement.
Make it all connected.
And we try to personalize, and we have fantasy for the game part. Yeah. And as a consequence of that, we have more than 228 million followers in social media, which is not bad.
Not bad.
Yes. And we are very proud.
You mentioned how one of the things that's really exciting about what you offer is the statistics and sort of the stats for the players and so on. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. I think that it's something very amazing because we deploy in the pitch 19 cameras just for the tracking.
That's awesome.
25 times per second. We track the position of all the players, the ball, the refer, and at the same time we take the eventing, what is happening during the match. We process this data and we send this information in real time to the broadcaster, to insert this information in the graphics. We send this information to the teams to prevent injuries.
Oh, fantastic.
And there is what we call goal probability. For this we use AI, and then when you see a goal opportunity during the match, we're able to send all the information to an algorithm, and then we calculate the goal probability using the distance, the angle, the number of defenders, the position of the goalkeeper. And with this, the broadcaster is able to include, when they repeat the goal opportunity, this probability. And you reflect that it's not so easy to score a goal.
That's right. Well, I played a little bit when I was younger. And I'd love to see if I could score a goal.
Hi, Curry.
All right, David.
Calm down.
Let's go. Let's play.
My friend.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right.
Come on.
Thanks again for having us, David.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Hi. Hi, Curry.
Good to see you. Yeah,
Hi.
absolutely.
Hi.
Why don't you show us what you got?
Watch and learn.
Wow.
Now show me what you got.
Okay. All right, I learned everything from you. Thank you.
For the Spanish, soccer is more than a game. It's a way to foster connection. And here in Madrid, La Liga is on a mission to make it more accessible for a new generation of fans. In the spirit of shared experiences, I'm headed to Carolina's place for a lesson in Spanish cooking. We have all the ingredients for a traditional Spanish tortilla, plus lots to catch up on.
Right, Corey. It's time to make the tortilla de patatas. Are you ready?
Okay, I think so. What do I do?
Well, you need to work. Very thin slices.
Very thin.
To the onion. Voila. Tortilla de patatas.
Once our dinner, or la cena, is ready to eat, we sit down to discuss our days.
You like it?
Yeah.
Please.
Perfect.
Sit down. And you see, 10 p.m.
I know, I made it.
I told you, dinner time.
For this, I'll stay up. Please.
So I let you do the honor.
I would love to. Here, let me just take this. Perfect.
And I'll do the water.
All right, there you are. Thank you. This is great to have learned this. Shall we try a bite?
Not bad.
That's really good.
Teamwork.
Teamwork. Exactly. And it's been a full day, for sure. Great meeting this morning with Demetrius from Ferrovial. He just talks a lot about how construction is really all about connecting communities, right? Whether it be planes, whether it be trains, and he even promised to come and bring his herbicide to my house and help me take care of some of the weeds at my house. So that'll be good.
Sounds great. I actually had lunch with Alberto Duran from Once and Ilunion Hotels, and how they using technology, using AI to match people with disabilities with the right job to create opportunities and make sure that nobody's left behind. So super inspiring.
That's really inspiring. I'll tell you what was not inspiring was my soccer play, my football today. I got to meet with Miguel from La Liga, and he talked about how soccer creates this community of fans around the world, right? And allows connections regardless of the language you use, and technology just makes it even easier, whether it be in fantasy or whether it be in understanding stats. The power of that connection using football as the glue was amazing.
But it was fun,
yeah,
I'm sure.
It was a lot of fun. So tell me, as I wrap up here in Madrid, for you, how do you feel about the future when it comes to technology and the impact on Spain?
Well, I am very, very positive about the future for Spain, adopting the new technologies and AI to really create new possibilities for citizens, for companies, for students. It's a perfect time to really, flourish.
A perfect place and a perfect time for it to flourish.
I think so.
That's wonderful. Well, now that we're finishing up meal number 5, I guess my big question for you is, what's for dessert?
Are you kidding me? I'm super full already.
I am not kidding you.
Okay.
There's something warm about Madrid. Maybe it's the passion for innovation, or the hot meals shared with colleagues. But if I had to guess, I'd say it's the very tangible sense of belonging. This idea that every member of the community is valued, seen, and heard. And as we've learned from the cloud culture here in Spain, it's through our investment in a shared future, where the collective strength of community propels us towards a brighter tomorrow. Now that I've had the opportunity to test my skills in the kitchen and on the soccer pitch, I'm setting my sights on another amazing city. Join us to explore how technology and culture intersect on the next episode of Cloud Cultures.
This is what a 10 feels like. Plus, the LED system makes it look like a unicorn just vomited all over it. And I'm not complaining about that. There are lights everywhere on this thing. There's the keyboard, there's the logo, these 2 strips over here, the engine? What even is this? And the control that you get over them is absolutely nuts. I mean, look at this software. Just for the logo alone, I can pick every color it cycles through, the speed it cycles, how it cycles, and here at the bottom, I've got individual control over every single one of these zones. And the keyboard is even more insane. You can literally customize how each individual key reacts to being pressed. This is kind of a fun exercise. So this is how the speakers sounded on the original $70 laptop. Just use this as a point of reference of where we've come from. This is what the Titan sounds like. This is a world of difference. I mean, technically that's not a huge surprise. This laptop is 100 times the price of this laptop, and it has a quad speaker system with 2 separate woofers just to handle bass. It's only just fully occurring to me how ridiculously bright the screen is. It's got the same 144Hz refresh rate as the last one, but instead of it being a full HD IPS panel, it's an Ultra HD mini LED panel. It's based on similar LCD tech as before, but instead of having like one main backlight that shines onto it, you have thousands of tiny LEDs that give you basically extreme levels of color fidelity and contrast. Or in other words, it's 2 times the brightness and 4 times the resolution. I mean, I could just keep going on and on. It's got even more extreme Wi-Fi, to the point where your router is going to be the bottleneck. Even faster USB ports, to the point where whatever you're transferring from will be the limiting factor. A proper cooling system, 4 fans, 6 exhausts, and 8 pipes. But the thing that I'm most interested in is what this means for performance and gaming. So this is running the Intel Core i9 13980HX processor, which is probably the most gobbledygook naming I've ever heard from a tech company, but basically means 24 cores, 32 threads, a technical max of 5.6 GHz without even overclocking, and 29,604 points of Cinebench, more than doubling the already high ceiling of the last laptop. And the RTX 4090 graphics is an even bigger jump. It's gonna mean we can take Grand Theft Auto to a whole other level. Oh my goodness. So you know how with the last laptop we had a graphics mod on GTA? Right now, we're running 11 separate graphics mods at the same time, and this looks absolutely ridiculous. This is probably the most advanced graphics I've ever seen on a video game. There are mods for everything right now. Lighting, textures, bloom, ray tracing, even stuff like the density of vegetation. Goodness me. Look at the reflections of the entire city on the water. I will say the fans are going absolutely out of control. Completely worth it though for this. One thing that I find absolutely hilarious though is that for all the things this laptop does, look at the quality of the webcam. Why, MSI? Why? Now, if you ever find yourself spending large sums of money online like I have here, please do yourself a favor and install PayPal Honey, because it helps you avoid paying any more than you need to. Like for this MSI Katana laptop, I was going to buy it for the full $1,400 that it was meant to be, but in 1 second, Honey was just like, nope, get it cheaper here. And then when there isn't a cheaper website, you just tap the Honey button in your browser and it'll automatically search through currently available coupon codes for the website you're on and just apply the one that saves you the most money. And on average, when it finds a coupon code, it's saving you 18% on sites that you're already shopping on. It doesn't make sense to not be using this. So just add it to your browser now for free at joinhoney.com/boss.
DJs at the polls is bringing the beats to local polling locations on Election Day. Remember, who you vote for is private, but whether you vote is public information. Our DJs are turning Election Day into a party you won't want to miss.
Deadline in 5.
Finished since.
We have tight turnarounds. AT&T Business helps us deliver. Okay, client says bigger.
Absolutely not. It's gonna look ridiculous.
That's fine.
Once again, we are back on Temu.com to find the most scuffed tech on the internet. Let's jump right in. Whoa, almost immediately, look at these swords. 1/1 scale cyberpunk LED katana anime sword model. The orange. The orange is a vibe. It'll make a good set piece. Oh, wow. R3, 46 grams. Dang, that's like nothing. Might feel a little weird, but color me intrigued. Oh, here we go. So this is from a company called Ajaz, who we've taken a look at in our Temu videos before. The quality is honestly decent, but this one kind of looks like a mix of some Elgato stuff and some other control interfaces that you can buy on the market. I mean, it has a bunch of programmable buttons, some knobs, which are really good. I love knobs. Oh, boy. The X6 wireless portable speaker. Now, this looks like a knockoff of a very, very expensive high-end speaker. There's only one way to find out if it's good. Mini portable projector 4K with Wi-Fi. Native 1080p. Wow, that is creepy as f***. Okay, we're gonna keep scrolling. Ooh, boy! Mini chainsaw! Don't know if this is gonna be safe. Someone's definitely going to get hurt. It is a nice item. I haven't tried it yet, Yeah, definitely not buying a chainsaw for the office, but thought about it for a second. We gotta be responsible here on Denki Channel. Oh, here we go. Now we're talking. Foldable e-bikes for adults. 400-watt motor, 20-mile-an-hour max, 14-inch wheels, and even has turn signals. Whoa! This is exactly the bike that I was talking about in terms of alternatives to the Moto Compacto that I featured in a video not too long ago. $290 as well. That is a fraction of the cost of the Honda. Yeah. Add to cart. We can take that home when we're done with the video. Just don't tell Austin. It's like the toothpick in Washington, D.C. That's the Washington Memorial? Monument. Okay, I was half right. So this is a camera gimbal for your smartphone from a company called Aochuan. 3-axis, handheld, gimbal, stabilizer, foldable, smartphone, cell phone, video record, vlog, BTZ, Whoa! We're so f***ing back, boys. We got another corn stripper, this time full 360. Now I have to go back to Chili's and explain to them once again why I only walked in to buy one cob of corn. That's the real content, isn't it? That is a huge flashlight. That is fucking enormous. What is in this thing? Bro? That can't be, woo! That can't be real. That cannot be real. The Bezos Max, well, this is Temu. I don't know what Bezos is doing in here. The world's smallest cell phone, dual SIM card, real phone for kids. I'm kind of curious. It would be funny if I bought this and used it in the office and still have a job at the end of this video. All right, got a bunch of items in my cart, and we'll be back in just a moment once all of the stuff shows up. Hey, yo, we're so back.
Kamala Harris knows hardworking families need a tax cut, and she'll restore abortion rights because Kamala Harris values freedom.
Disney Speedstorm is available now on both mobile and PC with Google Play Games. Experience more ways to play and sync your in-game progress across your PC and mobile devices. Immerse yourself in the Disney racing universe with a larger PC screen and mouse and keyboard or a controller. Download now on PC and get an exclusive in-game item, only available on Google Play Games. Get started by downloading Google Play Games today.
We have another corn stripper from Temu. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of digging the box art here. It almost looks like, do you know that History of Japan video? This looks like it would have appeared right in the middle. One step corn kernler. Okay, it is exactly what it says on the tin. The idea here is you get your corn on the cob and you take your pool floaty and shave that cob of corn all the way down, and it will catch inside of this housing. It's also really cool that unlike our corn shaver from last time, this one actually catches all of the kernels as you strip them, meaning you won't have to make a mess. I only have one shot at this. I only bought one corn on the cob from Chili's, so. Oh, shit. That is stripped, yo! Actually, there's a little bit of body left in that, isn't there? Not a little wasteful, depending on the diameter of your cob. Bro! Oh, well, I don't know if it was necessarily cleaner than the corn shaver we tried last time, but this is definitely more efficient and quicker. Oh, God. No! This is how we get ants! Alright. I'll call that done. We can move on, Riley. Next up, we have this relatively small box. Either my desk is very hollow, or this is heavy. Oh, okay. So this is a wireless Bluetooth speaker, but not just any one. This actually resembles a luxury product that I remember seeing on Unbox Therapy a couple of years ago. Though I must say, while that speaker might have looked and probably sounded very cool, this one is rather tiny by comparison. Though might I add that this speaker also cost us only around 25 or 26 bucks, whereas the original, the big guy, cost about 3,000. So if this is any bit decent, I'd call that a success. Ew, we got micro USB, gross! Antiquated technology aside, here is our Bluetooth speaker, which apparently came in red. I thought I'd be getting a black one. Wait, what? So the plus and minus buttons are for skipping tracks or going back? What? I thought those would be for volume. That's stupid. That's the least intuitive thing I've ever seen. If you're wondering why I'm looking all skeptical like, the sound is only coming out of one side. And I was wondering if the speaker was broken, but looking at it through the light, there is genuinely only one speaker out the side. The other one is just a blank. That's so dumb. But overall, the sound quality leaves more to be desired. It honestly comes out pretty muddy in some parts, and especially when you start turning up the volume, it can get pretty distorted rather quick, especially with the mids and highs. But yeah, for 25 bucks, I think you could do better, which is a shame, but at the very least, it does look cool. Ah, this one's pretty light. Let's see what's inside of here. Survey says a mouse! And not just any mouse, a very light mouse. It's called the Paw 3395, which is a very nondescript name. Ooh, that is, wow. Holy crap.
The stakes of this race could not be higher. Across the country, we have created more than 175,000 new clean energy jobs. When working people can buy a home, our nation thrives. The government should not be telling people what to do with their own bodies. Let us not be tired or discouraged, because we're on the right side of history. Today, I invite all Americans to join us and to remember, when we fight, we win.
Yep, this is most definitely light. And as you can see, part of where they've saved the weight is this is just a skeleton for a shell. So first I'm going to try out the lightest mouse that I have in the office right now, the Glorious Model O Wireless. This guy is 69 grams. Nice. And as for our Attack Shark, this guy is 47! Holy crap, okay. That explains it. Comfort is a whole other story. I don't necessarily like how it feels on my palms with it being so porous. Now, it's not like the Glorious Model O is that perfect either, but with the density of the honeycombs on here, it almost doesn't feel like there are holes in it at all. I'm going to have to revisit this a little later on in the video once I've had more time to try it out. So stay tuned, we're gonna try this as well as a bunch of other peripherals a little later on in the video. Oh my gosh! This might be the biggest box that we've done on any of these Temu videos. Up. Oh, God. Whoa. Woo. Yep, this is a big boy. So, if I'm not mistaken, this is our e-scooter bike, which we paid around $250 to $300 for. Most importantly, I want to see what it's like to actually use a scooter bike that you can buy off of Temu. This one is from a brand called Deep Power, and their slogan is creating new life. Ew. Let's get this out of the box. You know what, now that I think about it, I probably should do this on the floor. After going through all of that work to lift it up on the table. Ah! Oh, this is a legitimate bike. Oh, I mean, of course it is. It's an e-bike, but I thought it was going to be more like a scooter type thing. Oh my gosh. Oh, yo. Okay. Oh, yo. Okay. That is most certainly a bike. This looks like it will require a little bit of setup, so we'll be right back. We'll take it outside and go for a ride and create new life. All right, here it is, our Deep Power e-bike. It only took about 20 minutes or so to get all set up, and I'm honestly surprised on first impressions with how much you're actually getting for an e-bike that costs less than $300. Now, I'm not claiming to be some sort of expert when it comes to these kinds of products. Probably my best reference point for something like this has to be the Honda Moto Compacto, which I featured on the channel a few months ago. But where that one's more akin to an e-scooter that you just happen to sit on, this Deep Power is more of a proper bike, especially because it is driven by an actual chain in addition to an electric motor driving the rear wheels. But where I think this scooter from Temu absolutely wins out has to be in price to performance. Consider that the top speed on this guy is about 20 miles an hour, which is somewhat higher than that of the Moto Compacto, but it is also $700 cheaper as well. However, this begs the question, what is it like to actually use? Well, let's find out. On first impressions, having a proper e-bike compared to a scooter with a seat on it like the Moto Compacto.
When I look at Kamala, I look at my aunt. When she speaks, she shows a lot of empathy. Kamala's strong. She's powerful. She means everything that she's saying. This November, I'm standing with Kamala.
Amazon early holiday deals are here. With everything you need to kick off the season. Shop Amazon early holiday deals now.
Is a huge quality of life difference. Especially when I go over bumps. This isn't in the form of shock absorbers on your wheels. It's actually a bit more simple than that. They actually put some sort of spring setup on your seat to absorb any bumps or imperfections on the surface that you are riding on, which makes it incredibly comfortable, especially compared to that Moto Compacto, which was particularly rough, especially when you ran into some uneven pavement. This is a huge difference and is honestly what makes me think that this is better and is way more practical. Well, I will say, going up this not so steep grade, the Deep Power is struggling quite a bit. Ooh, might need to help it out with the pedals. Yeah, you definitely don't want to use this going up steep grades, but because it is an e-bike, you are able to still use your pedals and, you know, do it the old-fashioned way. And the electric motor will actually help you make it up those hills a little easier. This means you could rely more on your human power to get you up these hills, and even have that electric motor more assist you than anything else, so you don't have to exert as much energy. Though even still, going up this hill is pretty tiring. But it beats having to do this 100% with my own legs, because otherwise they'd be actually falling off. Whew. Let's go downhill. Whew. Now we're catching some speed. Some other fun features about this e-bike, the switchgear is surprisingly impressive. It has turn signals, it has headlights, it even has 3 stages for your horn, which just get progressively louder, which is pretty nice. And while it doesn't have the most digital looking screen, it will at least tell you how much battery you have left on your ride, though a proper speedometer would be nice. Going over this bump? Yeah! Miles better than the Moto Compact though. At least this has a little bit of suspension. Overall, for less than $300, this Deep Power ain't too bad at all. Hell yeah. Yup, this is our LED sword, which apparently does 5 volts. Just like with many swords and other weapons off of Temu, this one is definitely meant to be more of a cosplay prop, or if anything, just for display. But yo, this looks kinda slick in person. It's not sharp or anything like that, but there is definitely some clear acrylic-like plastic here, which I assume is how our light will shine through. Yo! Bro! Holy shit, this is sick! And this acrylic on the bottom does a good job of diffusing the LED diode on the main body here. And it has USB-C charging as well, so in theory, if you wanted to display this, if you grab a low-profile plug, you'll just be able to have this running 24/7. Oh, bro! Dude! This is so sick! I don't know if it's just me being easily amused, but I like this a lot. This 80cm Cyberpunk LED Katana anime sword model goes for $25.06. Man, that's a deal. That's a deal. Yeah, like this. The camera's having a hard time focusing on me because there's no light.
I got rid of Roe v. Wade.
Kamala Harris knows this decision should be made by patients, not politicians.
Shop the end of the season blowout at Viscount Premier. Dive into incredible savings on in-stock hot tubs and above-ground pools. Their 2024 models on the floor must be out the door. Visit them in Chesterfield or in Clinton Township, or shop online at ViscountPremier.com.
There's no need to be scared if you can't see. Me being a robo-samurai. Yes, alright, this is our tiny smartphone. This one's called the Bezos Max S23 Pro Mini, though here on the bottom it says XS24 Pro, so I guess it's a little confused about what it actually is. On the front, as you can see, if this is at least representative of what we're getting in the box, this is a tiny smartphone. For scale, I have my iPhone 16 Pro Max here, and as you can see, even the box itself fits within the footprint of the iPhone, which is kind of wild. And boom! Holy shit. It's such a baby, look at that! Once again, here is the iPhone 16 Pro Max for scale. And yeah, this is hilarious. Wow. It don't feel too bad in the hands either, if I'm being real. Just one USB-C to A cable. Bro, we have a SIM eject tool, and it is like literally half the size of the phone. Android 9. Okay, not that great. Oh yeah, we can try out the cameras. Let's do that. That don't look great at all. Let me take a selfie here. Let me take one with the front-facing camera. And this is what video capture is on the rear-facing camera. I don't know what any of the stills or video actually looks like, though if I had to guess, it probably sucks a lot. But we do at least have Chrome, and I want to see what the video playback's like. Bro, my thumb takes up like half the keyboard, but look, I'm typing accurately. Okay, this might be somewhat decent. By the way, we also have the YouTube handle now at Denki. Shout out to our partner rep. Oh, not only can it barely play a YouTube video, but the YouTube video is in the corner for some reason. The lag is making it so hard to make any adjustments on playback. Yeah, this website is taking forever to load up all of the assets. And even if it did have some extra performance, you are absolutely going to run into some scaling issues with UI because, again, the screen is super tiny and Android in certain parts might not be able to deal with it. I wouldn't really get this for anything more than novelty, but with a $44 price tag, I think that's all anyone can really ask for. All right, next up, what do we have here? That was a terrible cut. Nope, still bad. There we go. Ooh, looks like we have a mechanical keyboard. This comes from a brand called Mechaniki, I think is how you say that. It's the KT68, which has a smart screen on it, which is very similar to a certain keyboard that I made about a year and a half ago. Warning, to avoid danger of suffocation, keep this bag away from babies and children. Well, don't tell me what to do. Yes! So immediately, I love the aesthetic here. Typing on, ooh. Silent linears? Oh. Oh, that's damped so well. Oh, well. The spacebar could use a little work. My main thing, though, is this screen up here on the top better be bomb, because I think that's what's going to bring this $170 value altogether, quote unquote. Oh, fancy. Okay. So we have a nice starting animation, not only with the LEDs underneath our keycaps, but also with this LCD screen. Now, going back to what I was talking about earlier, it's very reminiscent of this. My Cyberboard, which I built about a year and a half ago on the channel, but where this particular build cost me about $800 to $900 to do, this guy over here, again, only cost us $175, and I think as far as the aesthetics go, it gets you most of the way there, but of course, aesthetics are only one aspect of the story. Whether or not it actually holds up as a $175 keyboard, especially in the scheme of pre-built, is yet to be seen, especially when it comes to build quality, how it feels, etc. So let me get some more impressions in with this, as well as our other Temu peripherals, and we'll be right back. All right, so we have a mystery box. Inside we have, ooh, okay, this is our RGB Nixie style clock. I say style because this one's not using actual Nixie tubes, but rather LEDs to kind of simulate the look. But as a result, this is way cheaper than a real Nixie clock. And if for whatever reason you don't know what a Nixie clock is, well, this will kind of give you the idea. Yo, actually though, fit and finish, pretty good on first impressions. Wow. There's a USB-C port on the front as well for charging, though why is it on the front? Or am I just stupid? No, I'm stupid. This is the back of it. This is the view you're supposed to see. Whoa, okay, what a startup sequence. All right. The broad strokes for how a Nixie clock works is that for a traditional set, you have a bunch of tubes with coils in them, and they will fire up in a particular way to display a time. How this particular set circumvents that with LEDs is instead of the actual coils inside of the tubes, each tube has layers of etched acrylic with numbers on them. All that being said, I think this product manages to mimic the look of the original pretty well. Sure, it doesn't look as organic as the actual chemical and electrical reactions that are happening with real Nixie tubes, and the actual numbers themselves are kind of thin compared to real Nixie clocks. But considering that traditional options normally cost hundreds of dollars and that this one only costs us like 40 or 50 bucks, I think this product is a pretty fair trade-off, especially if you just want to have a unique looking clock on your desk. I also have this sweet spot for Nixie clocks because one of the first anime I ever watched was Steins Gate, and yeah, whenever I see these things, it absolutely reminds me of that story. It is so good. I'm gonna give it the Denki score of 7.5 out of 10. Am I really gonna start scoring things now? I don't know what's in here, but whatever it is, it wasn't packed very well. This is our horn. It doesn't look like there's much assembly required here. It pretty much came as is, though I think I'll need to plug this into some kind of power source, and it's hardwire. Like, this is probably going into your car via some kind of switch or a battery. Also, this looks proper serious. Like, me standing next to it, I can probably go somewhat deaf, or will definitely hear some ringing in my ears if I don't wear some protection. Oh, totally fine. It sounds pretty wimpy, but I think that's because we're using a 9-volt battery. I believe you can actually use this with a 12-volt power source, which will probably add way more juice to the sound here. Okay, so a few days and one Amazon.com order later, I have a little adapter that should help me power this horn with a little more juice than our 9-volt battery. Okay, so first, so that did nothing. We got a bigger battery, and let's go for it. Hello? I think I am going to actually just plug this straight into my car battery and see if that works. All right, there's nothing for it. What better way to test our horn than with an actual car? So while the battery is in the back of my vehicle, I do have connections up here in the front if I need to jump, but also I guess it will work just the same to test stuff out. And I don't think anything will go wrong by testing the horn. It's a pretty simple connection. So I'm gonna put on these headphones here, mainly just for hearing protection, and here goes nothing, I guess.
The stakes of this race could not be higher. Across the country, we have created more than 175,000 new clean energy jobs. When working people can buy a home, our nation thrives. The government should not be telling people what to do with their own bodies. Let us not be tired or discouraged, because we're on the right side of history. Today, I invite all Americans to join us and to remember, when we fight, we win.
Disney Speedstorm is available now on both mobile and PC with Google Play Games. Experience more ways to play and sync your in-game progress across your PC and mobile devices. Immerse yourself in the Disney racing universe with a larger PC screen and mouse and keyboard or a controller. Download now on PC and get an exclusive in-game item, only available on Google Play Games. Get started by downloading Google Play Games today.
Nada. Nothing. Okay, well, it was worth another shot. Maybe I'm doing something wrong in the process still, I don't know, but maybe don't buy a horn off Temu. That's all. Now lastly, to close things out, as we always do in these Temu videos, let's talk about our peripherals. So again, we have this Mechaniky KT68 keyboard with the transparent keycaps. We also have this Attack Shark mouse, which is incredibly light. Plus, I didn't unbox this, but I also bought a Stream dock from Ajaz, which may or may not look a bit like a Stream Deck, but only cost around $50. First, let's start with the keyboard with a typing test. So 92 words per minute, I did flub a little bit here and there, and I will say that just like in my first impressions, I do like the typing feel generally speaking on these switches. Now rather confusingly, they don't say what kind they are in the box, but using some context clues, I believe they are these, the Gateron North Pole 2.0, specifically the box silvers. They are a linear switch rated for 43 grams of actuation force, which makes them really easy to type on. And it helps that for your $173, not only are they hot swappable, but they are also plate mounted as well, meaning they feel very stable. But again, my only real issue with this keyboard, with as far as fit and finish is concerned, has to be with the stabilizers. This spacebar rattles so much, which is super jarring, especially when compared to how silent these switches are. Now, can I break this bad boy open and slap some lube on those stabs to get them silent? Absolutely, but I think for $170, especially since pre-built mechanical keyboards have gotten better over the years, especially at this price point, honestly, this is something that should have been taken care of at the factory, and that's pretty disappointing to me. Now, what isn't disappointing are our other two peripherals, especially the Attack Shark mouse. At well under 50 grams, playing Valorant with this mouse is so nice. Now, I haven't played in a couple of weeks, so my shot is very far from good. Holy shit, that's bad. But the 20 to 30 grams that I lose, especially compared to my Model O wireless, makes me feel so nimble when I'm tracking. Still don't know how I feel about these holes though. They're quite big, but I think I found that with my natural gripping position, I'm not resting my palms down as much, especially to track laterally. With how light this is, I think these holes are a pretty decent trade-off. Last but certainly not least, we have our Ajaz Stream Dock. That name still gets me every single time. Honestly, there's not really much to say about this other than it really does give you most of what the Stream Deck offers, just at a way lower price point. The actual screen buttons feel the same, the fit and finish is similar, even the side profile and the way it actually sits in its stand looks exactly like the Stream Deck. Additionally, kind of like a Stream Deck Plus, it also has some dials as well for you to bind to controls in a bunch of applications or on your system. And speaking of which, the customization's actually pretty nice as well. This app seriously looks exactly like a carbon copy of the one from Elgato. It's definitely a little watered down and doesn't have as much of the community or developer aspects to it, but for everything that people would normally use a Stream Deck for, this has. You can set multimedia controls, you can use it to control OBS, and there are even some preloaded configurations for Microsoft Word, Photoshop, etc. All for $50-ish. That's really cool. But let me know what you think about all the stuff that we bought today on Temu in the comments below. And otherwise, thanks for watching this video on Denki Channel.
I'm an electrician, and I've voted Republican in the past. But I cannot support Donald Trump's plan to cut taxes for the super rich. Kamala Harris will cut taxes for working people like me, so I'm voting for her.
Peculiar things.
This is 46 minutes? Hell no, I'm not watching this.
Hey there, friend. Welcome back to the neighborhood.
Respect, super scary, bro. But
Hey
super
there,
horror,
friend.
bro. But nah, bro. You gotta get to it.
Hey there, friend. Welcome back to the neighborhood. Today we're going on an adventure. But first, we'll need
The game theory.
Let's go to the store. Can you click on the equipment store? That's right. We need to go to the sporting goods store. Today we're going on a hunting adventure. So
Are you gonna play this, Berlin? Yeah, that's why I'm watching this so I can refresh. So if I do uncover some theories of my own during the second one, it connects to whatever I know now. So
protect ourselves. What weapon should we
get your
bring?
smokehouse.
I think we'll need something a bit bigger than that. That's better. Look at that. We're ready to hunt. Where should we hide? Too cramped.
Good to see you too, Roll Pause. First time chat, appreciate you, bro.
There.
I'm waiting for you in your closet.
What?
Sweet dreams.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory, the show that regrets the things it had to do to make this video.
Tell me the lore and I won't. Oh no! Give me another chance. No! Please do not forget me. I'll never forget you, Blackbot.
Your sacrifice shall not be in vain, because today we're gonna figure out.
Yo, I apologize. So this OBS program, it won't exit full screen for some reason. I've tried everything, and it's blocking my my alert box. So forgive me for not reading this. Let's get to it real quick. We got King Lucid 678 with the big 1,000 bits. Appreciate you, bro. This W Map Path. Stammy 00 with the double O with the big Ray. Appreciate you. Cozy Girl Lexi, what's good, Lexi? Lexi in there, limp. King Lucid with the resubscription. World Pass with a big raid. Oh, World Pass, I appreciate that, bro. I didn't see that. Thank you, bro. Hope you had a good stream. Vontae Inc., Frizzy a Vibe, Surreal Thoughts, Rashawn the Dawn, Just Another King. We got Co-Art, Cassie Renee, Cassie Cold Chicken, C Eagle 97. We got Treymark, just got off work. Let us see it. King Karma 300, ZP Wash 92, Beckham 238, Chances, Captain Geo 1212, EJ 057. We got Ultra Grim. We got TTT 32. They're proud of you on Goated. Never doubted you. Appreciate you. Much love. Much love. Samaria with the resub. China Shaw Crex. I hope I said it right. Or Xena, maybe. I think it was Xena. Thank you so much for the bits. I'm dressed as a spider because at my job right now, wishing I was home watching the stream. Love you, Easy Gang. I appreciate you. Much love. Oh, we had an official Mia Yim raid earlier. Oh my gosh, and I missed it, dude. I fucking suck, bro. Shout out Mia Yim. Shout out Mia Yim, bro. Thank you everybody for subbing to the stream. Lonnie Cakes, Loki, Toasty, K Vader, Q Vader, B Nicole, Nar the Mist, The Bear 960.
Bro,
Appreciate
what's
y'all,
going
bro.
on with the internet's own version of Dora the Explorer, Amanda the Adventurer? You might
Good to see
remember
you,
last
Alvy.
year when we
Appreciate you, Alvy, for the big sub as well. Good to see you again, Alvy. Sabri, Young GBA, King Lucid 678. Appreciate y'all again.
theorized about this little game. It was developed as part of the
Kaylin
game
Bell,
jam, and as a result was
good, Kaylin.
simple in its
Thank you so much for the
approach to put
bitch.
different VHS tapes into VCRs, all acronym and becoming a monster. The internet fell in love with this thing, and since then, it has gone through a major glow up. Gone is the tiny living room, gone is being stuck staring at a TV screen, and gone are all the demonic drawings on the wall.
I wonder if we step further back if we'll see. Whoa! This is so different. Oh, they went hard on this new update. This is great.
Instead, the full-length version of the game has us in an attic full of clever puzzles and old memorabilia that has a weird habit of appearing behind us when we finish a tape.
Whoa, hey, there's a cake.
But the best thing to come out as part of the full-length version of the game, lore! Not only are there a bunch more tapes to watch through, there are secret tapes and multiple endings to find, and all of them paint a fascinating new story here. So, was my old theory right, or is there more hiding beneath the surface? Insert the tape, press play, and adjust your tracking, my friends.
1.5
It's time to
speed.
begin. In this new update, we play as Riley, and that's about all we get to know about that character. Well, that and the fact that they just inherited this house that we're standing in from their deceased aunt, Kate. However, Kate warns us that if we choose to investigate the attic and the tapes that lay within, there's no going back. Alongside this note's a conspiracy board full of post-its and newspaper clippings, which means that Kate and I, you can ship it. The main focus of the board at the beginning of the game is a letter from a woman named Joanne talking about her missing younger brother. The letter says that he used to watch the Amanda the Adventurer show a bunch as a kid, but would end up in a trance-like state. Eventually, he would disappear without a trace. Joanne then asks Kate to investigate, which seems like an odd request for your local librarian. Then if you look around the corkboard, you can start to see why Kate may have been the one picked for the job. We see that she was looking into the kids' school records, something a librarian might have access to. We also see a note that mentions dynakinesis, which is the supernatural ability to create and manipulate energy. She says that we would see sigils if such a transfer occurred, and right next to this note is a torn piece of paper with a bunch of sigils on them. These aren't just any symbols either, these are alchemical symbols that refer to specific elements. Back in the day, alchemists focused on the transmutation of base metals like lead into noble metals like gold. Clearly, Aunt Kate ain't your average librarian. Too bad she's gone now, and it's up to us to figure out what's going on with this missing kid. Or should I say kids? Because it becomes very quickly apparent that this is not an isolated incident. The tape
King Lucid 678, thank you so much for the gift of subs, bro. Much love to you, bro. We are getting through this, though. Are y'all locked in? Are you following? Because I see everybody in the chat. Hold on. Let me read what people said. The start of brain rot. Oh, brother. What's up, Braino? Keep up, y'all. Increase the speed. Okay, hold on. Y'all with it, bro. Hold on.
in the neighborhood shows outlines of kids on both sides of the street. Delete chalk outlines that are usually reserved for dead people lying on the pavement. If you manage to find the corrupted version of this exact tape, Amanda's sheep companion Wooly asks if the friends can come back to the neighborhood. Amanda, though, she seems unfazed. Now, all of this alone doesn't prove that Amanda is somehow making a bunch of kids go missing, but I would tell you to pay close attention to the ending credits of that VHS tape. After most of the tapes that we play through, we're met with a credit sequence and ending sting for the company that made the show, Hamlin Entertainment. This is the production company that makes the Amanda the Adventurer show, but their name and their mouse logo immediately reminded me of something.
Follow us to fun, so it's like a Pied Piper situation. Oh, Hamlin! And it's a mouse!
Yes? If you, like Ash, don't know what's going on, this whole thing's one big reference to the story of the Pied Piper.
The Pied Piper! Y'all niggas not seen it.
Basically, this fairy tale is the story of the town of Hamlin. See, there's the name right there. It's overrun by rats, and there's your logo. And so the town hires the Pied Piper to play his magic pipe to get rid of those rats. And he does exactly that. He plays a song that lures all the rats to him, where he then leads them down to the local river to drown themselves. However, when the town of Hamlin doesn't pay him for his services, he once again uses his pipe. But this time, he plays a song that leads all the children out of town. He marches them all over to a local cave where they're never seen again.
Freaky
This story
ass.
seems to match the idea that the neighborhood is now
Get him
missing
outta
all of
here.
Lily's friends. Amanda is essentially our Pied Piper, and we actually see this firsthand through one of the game's secret tapes that you can unlock. Instead of our usual CGI Amanda and Wooly adventure, we actually get ourselves a home videotape of a girl named Lauren on her birthday. She's sitting there glaring at the TV.
Hey, my boy Nerd, what's good, Nerd? Thank you so much for the fight. Get the subs, big bro. Bro, y'all a way out, bro. I'm not finished with it yet. I'm entertained, bro.
Hands fixed, much like we heard about in that note from Joanne at the beginning of the game. Her parents are trying to get her attention, telling her that they have her favorite ice cream ready, mint chocolate chip, which, whose favorite flavor is mint chocolate chip? I mean, it's good, don't get me wrong, but favorite flavor? Flavor preferences aside, the parents go back up to try and convince Lauren to come down the stairs, but suddenly, she's gone, with the front door of the house left wide open. As they run out of the house to look for her, the last thing that we hear is Amanda from the TV saying, I love mint chocolate chip. Somehow, Amanda is able to listen through the TV, and she's somehow lured Lauren, who's literally walked out the door and disappeared just like the children of Hamlin. As you watch more of these secret tapes, we actually get to see a
Are we all caught up? We're all following still? Cool.
A little bit more insight into Hamlin Entertainment and the history of the show. In one of the tapes, we actually meet the creator of the series, Sam Colton, and we hear about how he started the show as a small live-action production after being inspired by his adopted daughter, Rebecca.
Did you even imagine that would be such a big sensation?
Honestly, Sadie, no. It was a total surprise. I mean, it's scrappy at best. You know how it is when you have a big idea and a little budget, but really, it's all Rebecca. As soon as I met my beautiful daughter, the inspiration was there. You know, she was so young when I adopted her, and despite what she's gone through, she's always seen the world with such kindness and joy.
You actually find a newspaper clipping on the conspiracy board in the attic.
I remember that.
Time Puzzle, which has an interview with Sam, where he says this, quote, "We may not have the budget for a big production, but I truly believe there's a soul that transcends that." Keyword alert. Keyword alert. Anytime an indie horror game mentions the word soul, you know that things are going to end badly. And sadly, my suspicions were correct here. In the VHS tape, Oh No Accidents, there's a flash frame that reveals a credit for a chief neurosurgical...
Bro. What percentage of people do you think are picking up all the facts that he's laying out when they play this game?
First glance would make you go, why does a kid's show need that? But Amanda eventually answers
How long
that
is the
exact question
text?
for us in the tape.
There
Everything
was multiple. They all up in my phone. Dang!
It feels far away.
If she can feel her own body rotting far away, that means that Amanda has a physical body outside of the show. And who else is that going to be but the girl that played Amanda in the original live-action production, Rebecca? I suspect that this chief neurosurgical expert has figured out a way to put her mind, her consciousness into the series, literally becoming the soul of the show. She still does have some sort of link to her body, able to feel it rotting. But clearly, that's not supposed to exist, as the tape distorts anytime she thinks about it. There is good news, though. While her body may be rotting, clearly there's still a chance to save her. In the final tape, we see Amanda playing alone on a couch, drawing with crayons and asking if we can share secrets. If we say yes, the TV audio...
Yo, Plugged In TV, thank you so much for the big 5. Get this out. Appreciate you, bro. Much love, bro. Thank you so much.
effects disappear, and clear as day, she tells us,
I'm out.
Bro, it's not locked. I'll repeat the whole thing to you right now, bro. Game starts. You play a girl who has inherited a house. Your aunt is a librarian. She's also a private investigator. And at the librarian, she always recommends Man of the Adventure to little kids, bro, to watch the show. Somebody she recommended it to said, hey, my son is weird when he watched this show, bro. Why did you make him do this? Figure this out. And then from there, we've learned about the show itself, right? The creator was inspired by his adopted daughter to write this show. But it comes to find out he was working with a neurosurgeon who was able to basically put the daughter mind into Amanda in the TV show. And that's as far as we've gotten, bro. Sit your ass down and watch the show with me, bro.
There. Somewhere.
Rebecca.
At the end of My Hero Academia, we get small little looks at everyone's lives, and now it's time to talk about Kaminari and Jiro from what we can figure out. So first off, like everyone else, Kaminari and Jiro end up graduating from UA with the rest of their friends and go on to become pro heroes. Now, this is a little surprising to me because Jiro did point out earlier how she wanted to be a musician, but there's nothing that says she can't do that and be a pro hero at the same time, as long as she has some help managing that work, right? Well, she'll definitely have all the help she needs and I guess power in case of a blackout, since we see that her and Kaminari's hero agencies are right next to each other. This means that even if the two didn't end up together, which we can probably assume they did, they at least managed to stay friends and close co-workers for the rest of their lives. And honestly, I could definitely use another chapter or two from Horikoshi to flesh out these endings, so we don't have to Sherlock Holmes detective our way through trying to figure out how everyone turned out. But let me stop complaining, there's a few more people to get to. At the end of
For years, Donald Trump did everything in his power to try to make people fear us. Who's gonna tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
United Country is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Microsoft is dropping an update that will change the trajectory of Xbox forever. What's up, y'all? I'm Ray. This is my channel, Xbox Ready, where I get on multiple times a week to talk about the latest Xbox news, rumors, pretty much anything I want to talk about as long as it's about Xbox in some way. And today we're going to be talking about an Xbox update coming in November that may seem kind of like, whatever, who cares at first, but I promise it's going to have huge implications for whatever Xbox does going into the future. You see, Microsoft, Xbox, they've been very upfront ever since they announced that they were going to buy Activision Blizzard King in terms of this ambition that they have of breaking into the mobile gaming space. During all of the reviews of their acquisition of Activision Blizzard, they were like, yeah, Call of Duty is cool and all, that's a major get for us, but what we really want to do is use the assets that we get from this deal, especially the King stuff, to break into the mobile gaming space in a way that we just haven't been able to up until this point. There's been a lot of ups and downs since then, a lot of wrenches thrown into the Xbox mobile gaming strategy, but nonetheless, they've still been working on it, quietly tweaking things, getting ready, like in September when they were like, yeah, we're getting rid of the Game Pass standalone app and we're folding all of that stuff into just the regular Xbox app. But earlier this week, Xbox got a major win and it didn't even have to show up at court. They let Epic Games do all the work for them. That's right, this lawsuit that Epic brought against Google ended up working out in favor of them. They ruled that the Google Store on Android is an illegal monopoly. And they said, Google, no more of this. You gotta open up your platform to third-party apps for at least the next 3 years. You'll also have to distribute rival third-party app stores within Google Play. And it must give rival third-party app stores access to the full catalog of Google Play apps unless the developers opt out individually. That's not even the biggest stuff, at least related to Xbox. They also have to stop requiring Google Play billing for apps distributed on the Google Play Store, let Android developers tell users about other ways to pay from within the App Store, and all sorts of
In 2013, Disney launched a game that promised to bring their magical worlds to life in ways we had not seen before. To be able to live inside the worlds we saw on the TV, but by 2016, it was all over. What caused the rapid rise and fall of Disney Infinity? The concept for Disney Infinity originated from the popular Toy Box mode in the Toy Story 3 video game. This mode allowed players to create and customize their own world, sparking the idea for a more expansive experience. Disney Infinity aimed to combine physical toys with a virtual sandbox gameplay experience. The game featured two main modes, Playset and Toy Box. Playset offered story-driven gameplay based on specific franchises, while Toy Box allowed for open-world creativity and character interaction. This ambitious project tried to appeal to different player preferences. Those who enjoyed story modes could dive into Playset mode, while people who enjoyed creating could unleash their imagination in Toy Box mode. Disney's vision was clear: create a game that could bring.
This is a fight. It is going to take all of us.
I am all in for Harris 2024.
Working families need your votes. Elderly need your votes.
They are the best choice for working families in our.
I think people will vote if they knew how it affected their lives. Is your kid going to a good school? Is your mom getting the health care that she needs? Well, that's tied to voting. Vice President Harris is already making change in our community. You have to vote. And that's how we make change.
Disney Speedstorm is available now on mobile and PC with Google Play Games. Experience more ways to play and sync across your mobile and desktop devices. Download and race your way with Google Play Games today.
All right, here's the big one.
Conflict. As the world teetered on the brink of anarchy, a new hope arose. An elite international task force charged with ending the war and restoring liberty to all nations. Overwatch. Soldiers, scientists, adventurers, oddity.
The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy cemented itself as one of the most beloved shows during Cartoon Network's golden age in the early 2000s. And even now, the show is still one of the weirdest and most wonderful shows Cartoon Network has ever produced. The show shot to stardom, from its humble beginnings as grim and evil, heading straight for success and never looking back. Well, until today. We're going to be covering the series from start to finish, so sharpen your sides and smash that subscribe button. Now let's get ready for some cartoon chaos. But before we get all spooky and supernatural, let's give you a rundown of the need-to-knows. And where better to start than our title characters. This is Billy, a happy-go-lucky, lovable idiot who's best friends with a girl called Mandy. Mandy is the...
Are we patched in? Over.
You are a go. Over.
Domino's Pizza.
Yeah, hello? I'd like one meat lover's pizza to be delivered.
No problem. If it isn't there in 30 minutes, it's free. Let me get the address.
Yeah, try 1414. We're in orbit around the planet Avenue because we're on the space station, jerkwad!
That's 23,203 free pizzas so far.
Sir, we're all out of twisty bread.
Let's call him again! We, the jury, find the defendant delightful.
Well, thank you very much.
There you go.
Sir, this isn't a sperm bank, it's a blood bank.
Then how did you expect me to fill the cup? Presto changeo! I said presto changeo, not pesto changeo! Ready! Aim! Fire! Let's never do that again! Plot a course, but get us the f*** out of here!
Yo, man, $50 for the girl.
Hey! She graduate high school?
No.
Hey, fuck you! High school graduates earn way more on average.
Shit! You hear that, baby? I get you a GED and we both be earning.
Ooh, cool! You really want to increase her earning potential? Get her a bachelor's degree.
Shit, I get her a motherfucking doctorate.
Huh? Thanks. Hey!
Woo, we gonna make some bank now.
That's a shame that women only make 70 cents on the dollar compared to men.
Oh, hell no! Nobody's ripping off 30 cents every dollar from me.
Oh, Congress doesn't exactly have a great equal rights track record lately.
Baby, you running for Congress!
Aw, I don't wanna.
If I say you running and winning.
And that's why we must pass legislation for equal pay.
Women would get paid more if businesses didn't lose money from maternity leave.
Oh, no you didn't.
Now, sir, stay in your... Oh, my God!
Nobody asked you about...
Congresswoman, will you please direct your associate to stop pimp slapping the fine representative from...
Oh, shit! Ain't nobody asked you about shit!
What the... Abracadabra! Ow! Presto! Ow! I hate processing magicians. Son, this is gonna hurt me more than it hurts you.
So this is your 2 weeks then? I see.
Use a miter joint on this Jack in the Box. Is everything okay, Marcy?
Not really, Dad. 4 years of college and I still don't know how to talk to boys.
Just tell them what's in your heart.
Like what? What would you say if you liked a girl?
Well, I haven't thought about women since your mother passed, but I'll try. I like you, and I'm wondering if you feel the same.
Cool. Thanks, Dad.
And then she'd say, I'm in my early 20s, but I like older men. And then maybe I'd French her young mouth like this. Oh, girl who works at Costco. You like things in bulk, don't you? I'm giving you something in bulk, all right. Oh, you like it and slap with my membership card, you dirty slut? Oh, who's your friend? She works checkout? Check out these giant balls, baby. 2 girls, 1 guy. I like these odds. 1 ball per girl. Oh, girls of Costco, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, girls of Costco. Oh, girls of Costco. Oh, I'm sorry. I got a little carried away.
Can you help me burn my bed?
On your marks, get set, go! Oh, cut the shit, numbnuts! Bunch of numbnuts! Oh, wasn't that fun? All right, for the next part of our show, we'll need a word from the audience. Impotence. Damn it, Carol! You all stood there and did nothing! You did nothing! Oh, you are so adorable. Okay, now take all of your clothes off.
Any last words?
Yes, please. Thank you. Tell my wife.
I love doing that.
It's the most beautiful tree ever.
It certainly is, sweetie.
My wife! You killed her! And you decorated her!
Did you say your prayers, Timmy? I sure did, Mom.
Good boy, son. Sleep tight.
Dad, is the cat outside?
Yes, he is, Timmy.
Good.
I told you to get the fuck out of here!
Stupid cat.
So, who does what now?
And now, the first person to ever get tired.
Oh no, I'm dying! I'm dying! Oh, I'm dying. Oh, cool. Doctor, my penis doesn't work. What do you mean, like it won't go wee wee wee, or it won't go bing? Oh, my uglies. No.
Pick a card, any card.
God, the new neighbors bang like rabbits. I can't take it anymore.
Wait a minute. That's Morse code. They're trying to tell us something.
What? Really? What are they saying?
They're being held hostage. They're being tortured. We need to send help.
Holy shit, really?
Nah, they're just
That's right. Make me another baby to sell. Do you think anyone's heard us yet?
I told you nobody knows Morse code anymore.
Jim, I'm gonna need 300 copies of your ass by the 4 o'clock meeting.
Yes, sir.
And try to keep your balls off the glass this time.
Yes, sir.
Now!
Yes, sir.
Help!
Screaming won't do you any good. The walls are soundproof.
Hello? Are you okay in there? I'm calling the police.
Oh, well, that's what I get for going with the lowest soundproofing estimate.
You know, in the rest of the world, soccer is called football.
Oh! What's going on? Why are you touching?
Hello there. What you've just seen is a dramatization of the new asshole laws enacted by Congress, which go into effect January 1st. It's now a federal offense to point out that soccer is actually called football.
In fact, no Star Trek episode contains the words "Beam me up, Scotty." Ow, my arm!
You know, Iceland is actually green and Greenland is actually icy.
Help me, help me, help me, help me!
Heroes is way better because it actually answers stuff. On Lost, they don't even know what they're doing.
What are you doing? No, wait! Hey, my ex-girlfriend. How do you eat a Reese's peanut butter cup?
I pretend the peanut butter is your soul, and I suck it out, and then I crush the remaining empty husk in my cruel, cold fist.
Best friends forever! Yay, forever!
Welcome back to the Carousel of Tomorrow, where we look at humanity's march into the future. Can you imagine, excited viewers, what marvels the 21st century holds? Why, just imagine. The Chinese say they're going to land a man on the moon by the year 2020. What will that be like, do you think?
No, no, no!
Inspiring. As we reach towards space, we also look inward. The unlocking of the human genome will allow the birth of perfect babies in the future. Why, think of a world without disease or midgets, where every child is perfect in every way.
Say hi.
And would you believe that as high-speed internet access improves, doctors can perform complicated surgeries without leaving the beach? You will. And in the future, virtual reality sex will be perfected, and society will be forever changed.
Mr. Wembley?
You like that, don't you, bitch?
This is how I dance, but I'm not wearing underpants. Nothing I like more than to dance, and I'm not gonna wear no pants. You can't make me.
I don't know, seems like cheating. Well, should we throw it back? Let me know what you come up with, fellas.
Hey, do I know you?
Not yet.
You want to get out of here?
Absolutely. Hey! You stole my kidney, didn't you?
Oh, you got me. Oh, I guess I'm the asshole.
Wow. Okay, look at the mirror.
You?
Oh, good luck selling that kidney.
And launch.
Patrons of medieval times, your champion, the Blue Knight!
Mom, look! Blue Knight, you're my hero!
Why, thank you, Squire. All hail the king!
Oh, hail the king!
Oh, fuck me. I locked my keys in my car.
Hey, you have AAA?
No, I don't have AAA. Who the fuck do I look like, Scrooge fucking McDuck?
Just trying to help.
Oh, good. Well, let me help you. Why don't you go find a dick, yeah? Put it in between two pieces of bread, and then go fucking eat it, you fucking retard. Hey, window, blow me. Oh, son of a bitch! Oh, mother of Christ! I just broke my hand! I don't have health insurance, and I broke my GD hand! There! Get the f*** open! Get off! Oh, it's fucking wet. No gas? Oh, f***. Time to pay it forward, Bud Muffin. Oh, that's nasty! Oh, I just drank some gas!
Ew, gross!
Get over yourself, princess! Oh, hell, the kid! Oh, shit, I killed that dude. He's dead.
Well, guess I'm a Red Knight fan now, Mom.
Yeah, call me daddy.
No!
I was talking to her.
Butterfly,
tree, ladybug, cloud, liminal iconography representing human aspirations divided between the spiritual and the temporal, another bird, goldfish.
Waffle Face, I hear you're the best hitman this side of Atlantic City, but I gotta ask, how'd you get a waffle for a face?
Oh, well, originally I had a pancake for a face, see? Until the triads put my head in a waffle iron. Ever since then, waffle face! Look at me, look.
Hey pal, if someone asks you how you got a waffle for a face, I can pretty much guarantee they ain't asking you to back up to the part where you had a pancake for a face and now it's a waffle.
But that's how it happened, hey.
If you're gonna make me sit here and ask a follow-up question as to how your head went from a human head to a pancake head prior to it becoming a waffle head, I am gonna put a bullet between your big-ass cartoon eyes!
Okay. My head was flattened by a steamroller. That's how it became a pancake.
Thank you.
Prior to that, it was more of a big coffee cake.
I'll kill you!
All right, let's take a look at Good Sweet Christ!
Hey, Larry, it's Dave. Get this, I'm in a phone booth. Yeah, you remember those? I know, weird, right? All right, see you later. Now, this'll only hurt for a second. My eye! My eye! Ow! Ow! And that's what'll happen if you flinch. Oh no, Arthur, this shot doesn't go in your arm, it goes in the tip of your penis.
It is every parent's worst nightmare to outlive their child. I will treasure each of the years I had with my sweet, beloved Andrew. Hold my Oakley's bra.
Andrew was way too pussy to surf a wave like this. Yeah!
A bunch of strangers invited to a fancy dinner? What is going on?
Perhaps we all have something in common.
Well, what could it be? I am a beautiful, cultured heiress to an oil fortune.
I am a retired Navy ship commander.
I am a hunter of big game.
Well, I'm technically an aspiring actor, but to pay the bills, a dude I met on Craigslist pays me to dress up as Yosemite Sam and jerk off while he watches from another room via two-way glass.